Hey guys, John here, and thanks for joining me for this special user-submitted question. Now, every day on the John Campea Show, Monday through Friday, we take some live questions, but every once in a while, somebody sends in a tip that's like $50 or more, and I like to honor that when they do that by answering their question in the show, but then also answering it in its own standalone video, and that's what we're going to do right now. So let's get into it. And this one comes to us from Blake, and Blake writes the following. Hi, John. I agree with most of your thoughts on Rise of Skywalker. It is unfortunately a movie I don't like very much, but it is what it is. However, I never thought that JJ changed his mind about Rey's lineage. I always thought of it as JJ pulling what he did with Benedict Cumberbatch's character in Into Darkness. What do you think? All right, thanks a lot for sending that in, Blake. So what Blake is referring to, for those of you who may not remember, when JJ was doing his second Star Trek film and they had cast Benedict Cumberbatch, a lot of people speculated that he might be playing Khan, to which JJ famously denied. He said, no, he's not playing Khan Noonien Singh. He's not playing Khan. And then, of course, later on, we found out he was. Now, as we fast forward to his Star Wars film, J.J. Abrams introduced the idea that Rey's parents were nobody. As a matter of fact, he went on in several interviews to not only explain that her parents were nobody, but also explaining why it was important that her parents were nobody. And he's gone on at length. There's a particularly good interview that he did with Empire where he goes into depth a little bit about why it's important that her parents are nobody, and on. And also, remember, Daisy Ridley also confirmed when doing press for or after the release of The Last Jedi, she confirmed that it was confirmed to her on the first week of shooting Star Wars The Force Awakens that her parents were indeed going to end up being nobody. Now, Blake is suggesting here that maybe we could have a situation like the Benedict Cumberbatch thing, that he says one thing and means another, because of course now we get into The Rise of Skywalker and it turns out Rey is Palpatine's granddaughter, which is a total departure from what he originally planned with her. Blake is suggesting maybe it wasn't a departure. Maybe it was always his plan to make Rey the descendant of Palpatine later, and he was just kind of misleading everybody at the beginning like he did with Benedict Cumberbatch. The answer to that, though, is no, for a couple of reasons. Number one, as I already mentioned, he didn't just state that her parents were nobody. He went into great detail and length about why it was important to him as a filmmaker and why it was important from a standpoint of storytelling that her parents be nobody and why that had significance. On top of all that, that's why Rian Johnson re-emphasized the fact that her parents were nobody, because that is what J.J. Abrams set up. Further to that, the reason why Colin Trevorrow's Star Wars Episode 9 script had Rey being nobody was specifically because that was always JJ's plan. So he was also going to follow through with JJ's original intention that her parents were nobody. So you have all this evidence clearly pointing to the fact that, yeah, JJ's original plan was just like he said it was. Her parents were going to be nobody. And then, of course, there was all the backlash about everything. A bunch of, we as fans often whine and complain. So he heard all the whining and complaining. We want her parents to be somebody. And so he kind of changed directions, changed his mind, and made her parents somebody, and it completely kind of ruined the movie. At any rate, yeah, it's always possible that a director could be giving us misdirects. But in the case of J.J. Abrams and Rey's parentage, we have years worth of evidence showing that no, that was always the case. That's why Rian Johnson went in his direction. That's why Colin Trevorrow carried on with all that original direction, an original direction that J.J. himself set and then later changed his mind of. So there's absolutely no evidence whatsoever to say that he didn't change his mind, and a lot of actual evidence to show that he did. So that's why I believe it's pretty clear and evident that, yeah, J.J. changed his mind and changed his direction with what he was going to do with Rey. Anyway, guys, what do you think about all that? Jump down to the comment section and let me know your thoughts. And listen, guys, while you're here, why don't you take a second, click that thumbs up button. And also, while you're here, why don't you click on that subscribe button as well? Keep up to date with all the stuff we got going on here on the channel. That will do it for me for now, guys. Thanks a lot for joining us for this video. My name's John Campea, and until the next one, bye-bye.